We're here today because last week the President unveiled what we call a skinny budget, a document that is light on details but clearly devoid of empathy and vision. In that budget, the President, who promised to help Americans who have been left behind, has instead callously turned his back on our communities. Rather than put forward a plan to revitalize our cities, to create jobs, to foster economic growth, President Trump's budget dismantles the lifelines we need to jumpstart development, expand opportunity, and promote prosperity. And there's no better example of this misguided priorities than his plan to eliminate some of America's most successful economic development programs. President Trump wants to eliminate, not reduce, eliminate the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, to eliminate the Home Investment Partnership Program, to eliminate funding for Community Development Financial Institutions, CDFIs. So let me be clear. This budget is an unprecedented assault on our communities, on our families, and the most vulnerable among us. And we're here to say we're not going to stand for it. Let's talk about what these programs mean to real people. For every dollar of CDBG funds, it leverages nearly another $4 in other private and public investments. That's the definition of a good bang for the buck. In 2016, New Jersey received $81.3 million in CDBG funding. President Trump has reduced that number to zero, from $81.3 million to zero. Now take that in for a moment. New Jersey's communities leverage CDBG dollars to support children's music and art programs, to repair dilapidated housing, to train workers for new jobs, to fund youth mentoring programs at Big Brother and Big Sisters, to venerate senior and recreational centers, to help juvenile offenders get their lives back on track, to help with health care programs like the Jewish Renaissance Center. Some of these funds even goes to support programs like Meals on Wheels. And yet, CDBG isn't the only community lifeline that falls prey to President Trump's view of the world. The Trump budget also eliminates the Home Investment Partnership Program, the primary source of federal funding for states and localities to build and sustain affordable housing for low-income individuals and families. In 2016, New Jersey received $24 million through the HOME program. If President Trump has his way, we'll get nothing this year. That means fewer jobs building new homes and rehabilitating distressed units. That means fewer families helped by ownership and rental assistance. It means fewer private investments in our communities. And another program that is axed by President Trump is the Community Development Financial Institutions Fund. Now, some people don't realize what that is, but that has been used in New Jersey dramatically to help leverage projects that create jobs and opportunity, that has helped people find an opportunity when they are in foreclosure to be able to keep their home, just to mention some of these. These are something that I have been a champion of in the Senate for years. This funding supports financial institutions that serve communities often left behind by traditional banks. CDFIs help lower-income families purchase homes and avoid foreclosure in tough times. They encourage nonprofit developers to invest in communities. They help small businesses get off the ground. Since 1996, CDFIs in New Jersey have received nearly $35 million in awards. With one stroke of the pen, the President is ready to cut communities off the knees. And for what? To make room for tax cuts to the wealthiest people in the country. And the nation's budget, in my mind, should be an expression of our collective values as a country. This budget, I don't think, speaks to the values of New Jerseyans, and it doesn't speak to the values of Americans. It is morally bankrupt. How can we expect growth if families and seniors can't afford safe and decent homes? How can we prosper if high school and college graduates can't find jobs? How can we make progress when we refuse to empower the most vulnerable among us. We know the path forward. It is to beat back this plan and to stop it in its tracks, to make sure that this budget remains just that, a proposal, not a budget that actually will affect people's lives negatively. I can't think of Democrats that are going to cast a vote for this budget as it is. So there's going to have to be a negotiation. And hopefully the President has learned after his defeat on trying to repeal the Affordable Care Act that negotiation is a part of how you govern, not dictate. And so it'll be my hope that we are able to achieve that in that way.